There's a moment right before the lights dim, right before you walk out the bathroom and into his line of sight, where your heart beats just a little faster, not out of fear, but because you know something powerful is about to happen. You're not just wearing lingerie, you're becoming a different energy. See, lingerie isn't just about seduction. It's about presence. It's about walking into a room and knowing that your confidence is the loudest thing you're wearing. Because when you feel beautiful, when you know you look breathtaking, that's when a man doesn't just see you, he feels you. And here's what most women don't realize. Men notice how you feel in it far more than they notice the piece itself. A confident woman could make a simple lace bralette look like a designer masterpiece because of the way she carries it. But there are certain lingerie pieces that awaken something deeper in him, those secret favorites that make his breath hitch, his voice lower, his touch softer. These aren't just about visual attraction, they're psychological triggers. They touch on fantasies of mystery, vulnerability, and desire that men rarely talk about, but always feel. Today, I'm revealing the 5 lingerie pieces that make him weak, not because they're the most expensive or revealing, because they ignite something primal, something emotional. These are the pieces that make him pause mid-sentence, that make him forget what he was about to say, that make him want to connect, not just consume. Because when lingerie is chosen with intention, it doesn't just seduce his eyes, it captures his mind. Black lace, 2 simple words that somehow carry an entire atmosphere. It's the scent of dim lights, the sound of slow music, the kind of moment that feels suspended between elegance and temptation. When a man sees a woman in black lace, something happens inside him that isn't just physical, it's psychological. You see, black lace has this incredible ability to communicate power through subtlety. Doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't need to. It whispers, and in that whisper, it holds more command than anything loud ever could. To a man, black lace feels like mystery wrapped in confidence. It's the look of a woman who knows her worth so deeply that she doesn't have to prove it. She doesn't use her body as a question. She uses it as a statement, calm, certain, assured. And that's what drives him wild. Because men are endlessly fascinated by the things they can't quite define. Black lace teases the imagination. It lets him wonder what's beneath, not just the fabric, but the surface of you. It suggests that there's more to explore, and that he'll have to earn the right to see it. And here's the secret most people overlook. When you wear black lace, you're not just dressing for him, you're dressing for you. It's about how it makes you feel. You stand taller, your shoulders pull back. Your movements become slower, more deliberate. You're suddenly aware of your own allure, and that awareness radiates from you like heat. That's what he feels when he looks at you. Not just attraction, respect. There's something commanding about a woman who can be both sensual and composed at the same time. It tells him that you're not trying to be seductive, you simply are. Men crave that balance. The woman who is both the fantasy and the mystery behind it. Black lace becomes a symbol of that equilibrium. It's strong but delicate. It's revealing but refined. It's that perfect paradox that keeps him hooked long after the moment has passed. It's also worth noting that black lace connects with a man's emotional psychology. It represents depth. It reminds him that real attraction isn't just visual, it's emotional texture. The softness of the fabric against your skin mirrors the softness he feels when he's near you. Yet the color black adds a layer of intrigue. A quiet intensity that says, there's more here than meets the eye. When he sees you in black lace, his desire isn't just to touch, it's to understand, to discover the parts of you that you reveal only to someone who's earned your trust. That's what black lace communicates, intimacy with boundaries. It makes him want to step closer, but it also reminds him to move carefully because he's in the presence of something powerful. So the next time you slip into that black lace set, remember this, it's not about perfection or matching every piece flawlessly. It's about energy, about embodying the woman who knows she's desirable because she's aligned with her own worth. When you wear black lace with that mindset, calm, confident, quietly magnetic, you don't just make him weak. You make him remember. You leave an imprint in his mind that lingers long after the lights are off and the moment has passed. Because the truth is, black lace isn't just his fantasy. It's your armor of sensual power. There's something about a silk robe that drives a man absolutely mad, but not for the reason most people think. It's not just about what's underneath, it's about what it represents. The silk robe is the quietest form of seduction. It's mystery in motion. The way it flows the way it catches the light, the way it almost, but not quite, reveals what's hidden. It's the tension between what he sees and what he imagines that makes it so irresistible. You see, men are not just visual, they're anticipatory. They're wired to crave the moment before the reveal. That brief second when the silk slides across your shoulder, when he catches a glimpse of skin, but not the full picture, that's when desire peaks. It's not the sight that gets him, it's the build-up. Think of it this way. When everything is shown at once, there's nothing left to discover. But when it's gradual, when there's a pause, a tease, a breath, that's when you engage his imagination. And when his imagination is involved, you've already captured more than his attention. You've captured his mind. That's the art of the silk robe. It's not aggressive, it's subtle. It's sensual confidence in motion. It says, I'm not trying to seduce you, I'm simply enjoying the way I feel. And that alone is what pulls him in. Because what a man truly craves isn't just physical access, it's emotional permission. He wants to feel like he's being invited into a moment, not just walking into it. When you wear that silk robe and move with intention, when you make eye contact and then look away, when you let him sense the rhythm of your confidence, you're creating that experience. And here's what's even more fascinating to him. The robe becomes symbolic. It's a metaphor for the parts of you he still wants to know. Every fold of fabric feels like a secret he hasn't earned yet. Every movement becomes a message that says, I decide when and how this moment unfolds. That's what makes it powerful. It places you in control of the rhythm of intimacy. You're no longer reacting to his desire, you're conducting it. And make no mistake, men notice that. A silk robe gives you command over his focus. When you move, he follows. When you stop, he waits. Because the robe doesn't just show you, it frames you. It highlights the silhouette, the softness of your skin, the ease of your body language. It makes everything you do feel intentional, even when it's effortless. But the real magic happens when you use the robe to transition, to blur the line between comfort and seduction. Maybe you're having a quiet evening you slip into it without overthinking. You're just being yourself, relaxed, unguarded, radiant. And that's when he's completely undone. Because for men, that mix of natural ease and quiet confidence is magnetic. It's not about the robe being perfectly tied or dramatically falling open. It's about the woman wearing it like it belongs to her energy. When you understand this, you realize that the silk robe isn't just lingerie, it's theater, it's pacing, it's emotion, it's an invitation written in fabric. So the next time you wrap yourself in silk, remember, it's not about what you're hiding or showing. It's about how you make him feel while you're doing it. Because that's the secret. He doesn't fall for what he sees when the robe comes off. He falls for the way you made him H before it did. There's a certain kind of magic in a sheer bodysuit. It's not loud, it's not overdone. It's daring and delicate all at once. It hugs every curve without apology. It doesn't beg for attention, it commands it through quiet confidence. What makes the sheer bodysuit so powerful is that it walks the perfect line between exposed and empowered. It doesn't try to be something you're not. It celebrates exactly what you are. And when a man sees that, something in him shifts, because what he's witnessing isn't just beauty, it's ownership. To him, a woman in a sheer bodysuit isn't just attractive, she's undeniable. There's something raw, real, and almost intimate about it, like he's seeing a side of you that no one else gets to see. Not because you're giving him everything, but because you're choosing to let him see just enough. That's what confidence truly is, the power to reveal yourself without needing validation. When you wear something sheer, you're not hiding behind illusion. You're embracing transparency. You're saying, this is me. Soft, strong, feminine, and unfiltered. And that kind of energy doesn't just turn him on, it moves him. Because for a man, attraction isn't just about what he sees. It's about what he feels when he sees it. A woman in a sheer bodysuit exudes a sense of peace with her own body, her own femininity. It's not the kind of confidence that shouts, it's the kind that glows. And here's the fascinating part. Men find this form of confidence intoxicating because it gives them permission to be vulnerable too. When he senses that you're fully comfortable in your own skin, it makes him want to meet you there in that same space of honesty and openness. That's the real allure of the sheer bodysuit. It's not the transparency of the fabric that seduces him. It's the transparency of your energy. It makes him feel like he's witnessing something genuine, something that can't be faked. It's also deeply psychological. Men love contrast, strength and softness, mystery and warmth. A sheer bodysuit captures all of that in one moment. It's bold but tender, revealing but artistic. It tells him you can be confident and feminine at the same time, that you can embrace your sensuality without losing your self-respect. That's rare, and when he sees it, it leaves a lasting impression, because deep down, every man remembers the woman who was comfortable enough in her skin to not try too hard, the one who didn't perform, who didn't pretend, who simply was. That's what a sheer bodysuit represents. It's not about trying to be perfect. It's about embracing being real. And there's something incredibly freeing about that. When you stop trying to look sexy and instead focus on feeling sensual, everything changes. Your posture softens, your breathing slows, your energy becomes magnetic because it's authentic. So when you slip into that sheer bodysuit, don't think of it as a costume. Think of it as a statement, a declaration that you're done hiding, that you can be confident and compassionate, sexy and soft all at once. Because when you wear something that honors your body instead of disguising it, he feels it. He sees a woman who isn't afraid of her reflection, and that's what makes him weak. The sheer bodysuit isn't just a piece of lingerie. It's a love letter to yourself. And when you wear it with that kind of energy, it doesn't just seduce him, it awakens something in you. There's something about red that stops everything for a moment. It's bold. It's unapologetic. It's the color that doesn't ask to be noticed. It demands it. When you wear red lingerie, you're not just wearing a color, you're wearing energy. Red is primal. It's the shade of heartbeat, of warmth, of passion that can't be contained. It's the signal of desire, of confidence, of emotional fire. And when a man sees a woman in red, something ancient inside him stirs, a kind of instinctive recognition that says, this is the language of attraction. But here's what makes it truly powerful. Red isn't just about seducing him, it's about awakening you. It flips a switch in your mind. Suddenly, you're not just existing in your body, you're inhabiting it. You become aware of your own allure, your strength, your vitality. When you slip into a red set, whether it's lace, satin, or silk, you don't have to say a word. The color does the talking for you. It says, I'm comfortable being seen. And that right there is what makes men weak. Because nothing captivates a man more than a woman who isn't afraid of her own light. To him, red isn't just sensual, it's emotional. It's the color of women who lead with passion, who live with intensity, who love with depth. It tells him you're not half-hearted, that you're the kind of woman who brings feeling into everything you do. And that's magnetic. Think about it. Red has always been the color of moments that matter. The red dress that turns heads in a room, the red lipstick that makes an ordinary glance unforgettable, the red rose that symbolizes love. It's never neutral, it's alive. So when he sees you in that red lingerie, he doesn't just see skin and fabric, he sees life. He feels excitement, heat, curiosity, and reverence all at once. It makes him want to reach for you, but it also makes him slow down because there's a power in that energy he doesn't want to rush. And that's the beauty of it. Red evokes both desire and respect. It says, I know what I want, but it also says, you'll have to be worthy of it. It's the perfect balance between invitation and challenge. Here's something most women don't realize. The right shade of red doesn't just ignite his attraction, it activates his emotion. It reminds him of passion, of connection, of that feeling you can't fake, the one that comes from real chemistry. It's not just physical, it's electric. When you wear red, you're giving him a sensory experience, the sight of it, the symbolism, the confidence that radiates from you because you know how you look. It's all part of an emotional cocktail that makes him remember the moment. Because the truth is, red isn't the color of lust alone. It's the color of impact. The woman in red doesn't just catch his attention. She stays in his memory long after the night is over, long after the lights go out. He'll still think about that image of you, bold, radiant, alive. So when you choose red, don't just wear it, embody it. Let it remind you that passion isn't something you have to chase or perform. It already lives inside you. The lingerie just gives it a way to be seen, because at the end of the day, the red set isn't about being daring. It's about being present. And when you show up in that energy, you don't just make him weak, you make him feel alive. There's a quiet kind of beauty that doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need the spotlight, the lace, or the drama. It just exists soft, simple, and stunning. That's what their bralette represents. It's the language of effortless intimacy. Unlike intricate lingerie that makes a statement, the bralette whispers. It's the piece that feels lived in, familiar, relaxed, like the quiet after laughter or the warmth of a Sunday morning. It's not about performance, it's about presence. And that's exactly what makes it so irresistible to him. Because what most people miss is this: men aren't only drawn to what's extravagant, they're drawn to what feels real. The brulette brings out the kind of intimacy that's unfiltered. It's not the kind of lingerie that demands attention, it invites connection. It's what he finds beautiful when the lights are low, the conversation is soft, and you're not trying to be anything, you just are. To him, the brulette feels like closeness. It reminds him of authenticity, the version of you that's most yourself, the one who doesn't need to pose or perfect anything. And that's what makes him weak, because a woman who's at ease in her own skin, who doesn't need to perform to be desirable, has a magnetic pull that no costume can replicate. The brulette speaks a different kind of sensual language, one of trust. It's vulnerability dressed in comfort. When you wear something simple and natural, you're silently saying, I'm comfortable being seen for who I am. And that statement alone carries immense power. Men crave that kind of energy more than they admit. The feeling of being let into a space that feels personal, soft, unguarded. The brulette creates that atmosphere effortlessly. It says, you don't have to chase me. I'm already here, fully present. It's also a reminder that seduction doesn't always live in perfection. It lives in ease. In the way you tuck your hair behind your ear while laughing, in the way your body language relaxes when you're truly comfortable. The bralette is a visual extension of that energy, the comfort that becomes sensual because it's genuine. For him, seeing you in something like that triggers emotion more than lust. It's not just about attraction, it's about connection. It reminds him of moments that feel unplanned, effortless, and real. The kind where beauty happens naturally, not because it's rehearsed. And this is what few women realize. Men fall hardest not when they're overwhelmed by what they see, but when they're moved by how they feel. Their brulette creates that effect because it strips away everything performative. It's just you. It also subtly shifts the power dynamic, because when you're not trying to be seductive, but you are, that's when he realizes he's the one captivated. He's not being dazzled, he's being drawn in. And that's far more powerful. The brulette tells a story of quiet confidence, of a woman who knows her allure doesn't depend on lace or layers. It lives in her softness, her warmth, her ease. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. So the next time you put on that belly, their piece, don't underestimate its impact, because it's not about how much it reveals, it's about how much it makes him feel. The truth is, the sexiest moments aren't always the most staged or dramatic. They're the ones that feel like home, simple, close, and genuine. And that's the essence of the brulette. It's not the grand performance of seduction, it's the quiet art of being real. And for a man who's truly connected, that's what makes him weak. Every single time. At the end of the day, lingerie isn't just about what he sees, it's about what you feel when you wear it. Whether it's the mystery of black lace, the slow tease of silk, the boldness of red, or the effortless intimacy of a brulette, every piece tells a story about the woman wearing it. Because the truth is, men don't fall for lingerie, they fall for the energy behind it, the confidence, the ease, the way you carry yourself when you feel desirable, not because someone told you that you are, but because you've decided to believe it. So when you choose lingerie, don't pick it for him, pick it for you. Choose the piece that makes you stand taller, smile softer, and move with that quiet assurance that says, I know who I am. Because that energy is magnetic. It's what draws him in. The most irresistible woman isn't the one trying to be sexy. She's the one who feels it from within. So tonight, I want you to do something simple. Open your drawer. Take out that one piece that makes you feel beautiful, not perfect, not flawless, just beautiful. Wear it for yourself. See what changes in the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you breathe. Because when you own your sensuality, you don't just make him weak, you remind him what real feminine power feels like. And if this message spoke to you, don't forget to share, and subscribe, because confidence, connection, and chemistry aren't luck, they're learned. And you're about to master them.